Oh no, if only we had listened to sensationalized mid-2000s made-for-TV movies, and then we could have had a proper coronavirus exploitation movie, and not that dubsploitation flick Corona Zombies! No, the 2006 film Fatal Contact, Bird Flu in America, is a real movie with a beginning, middle, and kind of an end. This movie takes the avian influenza to give us this generation's The Birds to Land's End. And who better to give us this story than director Richard Pierce? He knows the Heartland so well, he directed a movie literally called Heartland. This promises to be the real unauthorized story of the bird flu epidemic. So we need the whistleblower screenwriter Ron McGee, who brought us not just the unauthorized story of Full House, but also the unauthorized story of Saved by the Bell. This is why in the movie the bird flu is cured by Zach Morris banging all of America. Experts have said that the movie is actually a lot closer to the influenza pandemic of 1918, but excuse me, this writer is all the expertise I need. He predicted the atomic twisters. Fatal Contact has a pretty straightforward plot. Man gets bird flu from China, goes home, and The Stand happens. The film premiered on May 9th, 2006, and it promised us such a mysterious night of television that it opens with an unsolved mystery sound-alike. Look at those birds watching us with their evil numbers. This was all just the birds striking back after being tired of the government tracking them. Also, that's not a bird, that's a plane. This is Ed Connolly on his way to a business trip, and all of this could have been avoided if they just let Bruce Willis and Madeline Stowe kill him. I must say, this movie is showing us a very unrealistic view of Jacksonville, Illinois. Oh, my bad. It's Hong Kong. The bird flu is swarming in the streets here, but they're smart enough to keep their masks on while being dicks. Hey, asshole! Now this alley's a mess! They're disorganized in the streets, but very organized in personally bottling the bird flu for consumption. I'm guessing there's no sick days here. In case you missed that, they show it in super slow motion, as he just reprogrammed a good guy doll for evil. Still, I won't know that something's wrong unless they show it to me with bad special effects.
Yeah, everything went great here. Crazy, though. 11 meetings in 3 countries in 6 days.
Great. That's just great. They're all passing along to each other the opening credits from Corona Zombies. Our hero is Dr. Jolie Richardson. This doesn't tell me if the movie will be any good or not. Last January, she starred in both the worst and best horror movies of the month. This movie could be anything. Finish up your sex with a David Spade impersonator. Can't you see how many people are getting infected as they're all being watched on a casino security system? I'm guessing this is gonna be an ensemble film. How will I know that this virus is serious unless Don't Fear the Reaper starts playing? Or you could just explain it to me, I guess.
A strain of the H5N1 virus had been discovered in a marketplace of the Guangdong province.
Boo! I can't follow any of this. Just start yelling at reporters. Unfortunately, this is a TV movie, so they cut away before opening her up to reveal a dozen eggs inside of her. And I haven't seen this dramatic of a handshaking since Predator.
Good job, son!
Hey, Ed, how's it going?
Hey, good.
You haven't washed your hands since visiting the Hong Kong bottling plant? Here, drink this melted Starbucks unicorn frappuccino. That'll help. Only one man can help us, the Secretary of Defense, Stacy Keach. But unfortunately, with this being on the Cinema Snob, I have to say Gotti's Stacy Keach. Give it to me straight, Washington.
The H5 virus mutated and is now transmissible from human to human.
But the good news is, Dr. Oz says we'll all be fine and should collectively jump into a Chuck E. Cheese ball pit. They tell us the global loss of life could be 350 million people, which is why this is a true story. This was the last movie ever made, and we all died afterwards. Sorry, I only understand things when they're severely topical and hyperbolic.
This is much worse than Katrina. This is like a Hurricane Katrina hitting every city in every state at the same time.
And with that, Roland Emmerich pulled out his notebook. Scott Cohen plays the governor, coincidentally named Governor Newsom. He even has that sweet Gavin Newsom hair. Ed, however, can't tell if he's got the flu or if he's just hungover again from always going to bed after 10 scotches.
You can stop.
It could still be a hangover. On the plus side, his family seems fine. This is on ABC, so Dad just simply passed out. If this were the Sci-Fi Channel, his head would have exploded. Now stay here and play with your 7 Lego knockoffs.
He's dead, isn't he?
I can tell you and your dad were really close. Now for some serious questions. Has your husband ever been fucked by Big Bird? Time for Plan B, people. We need to round up all of our nation's celebrities to come together and sing an awkward cover of Sexy Back. This movie cares so little about the secretary addressing the nation that it keeps skipping over his speech.
Detailed plans about the isolation of infected patients. Developing a vaccine is our...
I didn't add those transitions. The editor really wants to speed through this 84-minute movie. Everyone is now taking extra precautions, except for this lady, who's simply on her way to rob the nearest stagecoach. I pity the poor bastard who is only in the hospital for a sprained ankle.
What am I going to tell all these people here?
You'll figure something out, or they'll eat you alive.
Charles Band is now severely regretting not making a bird flu zombies movie. Hell, just as we speak, there's a Corona Zombies 2 being made for next month. I'm not joking. Extra security is everywhere. Max Medina even has protection from Lorelei wanting to get back together and then dump him again. I like how the governor wants everyone to be on lockdown, and he's seen as the bad guy in this conversation.
And people are going to resort to desperate measures. Now, all the quarantine does is make them feel like caged animals.
Right? Give us our Baskin Robbins or give us death. If I can't lick my fingers of barbecue sauce from a plate of Buffalo Wild Wings, am I really living in America? I like how there's really no reason to add the fence with barbed wire. It just makes the quarantine look extra serious. I'm surprised it's taken this long for a character to get a message from Mother Abigail.
Thank the Lord. I've been saying prayers for you.
Now come and see me, honey child. Might as well leave. The fruit is all rotting on the shelves. They may be out of cigarettes, but there's still a great selection of candy and totally legal price gouging.
$19 for coffee?
Nobody has fresh coffee anywhere else around here.
I wouldn't complain. The toilet paper is $200 a sheet. If you thought the bird flu was bad before, now it breaks into your home and shoots you in the freaking head.
We're all gonna die.
And then the next day, everyone was cured. They could have tried a little harder on this Situation Room. They just set up some old TVs from the community college rec room to use as monitors. The governor is frustrated he isn't getting anything from the government, all because he made fun of the president shitting his pants on a golf course. The kids have it right. This pandemic is lame, bro.
I just never thought the flu would be such a big deal.
I see someone wasn't paying attention during flu bird horror. More tragedy at the Connolly house. The kid fell into the pool and it's 20 degrees outside.
No, he can't be.
You gave your son bird flu just so you could get some sleep, didn't you? But this disease isn't gonna stop Black Friday from happening. We need those deals on the new Nintendo Wii. I think someone needs to be caught up. Hey baby, you won't believe what's going on in Iraq.
I was sick a couple of weeks. I didn't want to worry you.
What, the flu?
I'm okay. Look at me. I'm better now.
Okay, can anyone just walk in here? You need to up your security. In China, it's even worse. They're sleeping on the floor and they won't close the damn windows. Though Burning Man is still on. Call me crazy, but I think this movie may be fear-mongering. The nights are long, the patients are sicker and sicker, but in the morning, our main characters still look fantastic. Not even the news will bring them down.
Of everything from food to aspirin to soap, as warehouses around the globe continue to empty out.
Are you sure? Everyone seems to be driving along normally in the background like it's any other day. And with that, he's given up on finding a channel showing Tom and Jerry reruns. As you can see, the death toll has reached over 2 million, and in the time you've been watching this movie, Sandy and 29 others have died in a drunk driving accident. Anyway, Mike, you, me, end of the world sex right now. I guess we could cut back to the dying kid.
Your fever's going down.
I'm hungry.
This kid is a genius. This is all just an act, so she'll go out and get him some of that delicious Netflix and chilled ice cream. Because unfortunately, they are stuck in a house with no food and a lot of overacting.
You've been hiding in here while the world's falling apart, and there's nothing anywhere but sickness and dead people.
She is binge reading those lines. This movie sure is a lot of talk for a film that promised me birds flying down and killing people. I'm gonna take a break. If you don't see me when we get back, it doesn't mean I'm dead. It just means I might be taking a nap. Greetings, YouTube, it's me, Lloyd. Watch my new series, The Lloyd Show, where I review different toys and shit. I'm a cat and this is YouTube. You're gonna watch. Look for The Lloyd Show right here on this channel. Now that I'm back taking my nap, let's see how this whole bird flu thing is going.
For God's sakes, it's great news. We could use some good news right now.
Mr. Secretary, people are dying. They don't care if Trolls World Tour is now available for streaming. This movie hates Stacy Keach's speeches so much, the cameraman is more focused on what else is on TV. Oh no, millions more are dying, and good lord, at this rate, the whole world will be dead by lunch. Let's get our post-apocalyptic movie plans going, people.
Before being admitted, patients will be classified as types 1, 2, 3.
Now enjoy your time on the Snowpiercer, and don't forget your complimentary slow motion effects. Holy shit, she put her mask on! It's inspiring how much slow motion this movie has to use to crawl past the 80-minute mark like a legless zombie. But with more people dying, there's less of them to steal your morning newspaper. Go back inside! Unfortunately, the quarantines are not working, because do you expect me to skip spring break? So they say screw it and lift the quarantine, because come hell or high water, we're seeing Wonder Woman 1984 this summer. Also, the birds are now in our electricity. Atlanta is going hardcore. They drink birds' blood direct from the bottle. This will build up their immunity. And I'm not sure this is the time, place, or movie for a Randy Newman impersonator.
Human kindness
Fantastic. Now our sentient toys are infected. And I don't know if these doctors are really helping these people.
He needs that.
Look, messing with sick people is the only entertainment I'm getting around here. 5 million people are now dead, but the lines are still very long to get that Popeyes sandwich. This is unrealistic. No one is getting trampled to death, and oh god damn it, they're out of popcorn poppers. This movie gives the people what they want, a nice crossover between Outbreak and Shop Till You Drop. Boy, are we glad we stole all the coffee from the grocery store after hours. It may be the end of the world, but we still look and dress fantastic. I just feel like this is the kind of movie that is in need of a we don't have time!
More vaccine within 4 or 5 weeks.
We don't have time.
Thank you! How little time does he have? Well, his son just died from extreme Mountain Dew withdrawals! And 12 million deaths is exactly what needs to happen to turn this world into Escape from New York. With Stacy Keach here, he can take over the LA unit. These thieves are stealing the shipments of vaccines and slow motion effects, as if this movie could run out of slow motion. You know what else this movie has an endless supply of? Location title cards. They pop up every time they switch locations. This is around the 12th time it's told me this is Richmond, Virginia. It's a scene with Scott Cohen. I'm already well aware his scenes are in Virginia. He is a man of the people. I know I would trust a governor who walks right up unprotected to a burial site filled with hundreds of thousands of bodies who died from the virus. Seems safe. Here, let's cut to another scene so that the next scene this can happen again. I know. We were just there not even 2 minutes ago. I sure hope he at least changed his clothes after being mere inches from the Chernobyl core. There's not a scene elsewhere after this, but there is a commercial break, so guess what happens when we come back? These scenes are counting on you to forget everything that happened before them. Just kidding, it's easy to root for characters who are supposed to protect their kids, but then wander off into a house of dead people just because a dog was barking outside. You'll know if she died from the virus if she has a stomach full of kittens like in Hell of the Living Dead.
Is she alive?
I told you to wait in the car. Is it the flu?
Parent of the Year. So this lady apparently doesn't have the flu, but is just dying of starvation, although she could also have the flu.
What are we doing?
We're gonna take her home.
Okay, whatever happens to you and your kids after this, I no longer feel sorry for you. Whoa, it's been a couple scenes since we've been in Virginia. Where at in the state is it? Right, thanks. This movie openly thinks I'm stupid. We must line up to protect our nation's Cusacks. Get John and Joan in the Medina bunker pronto. Nice of the movie to switch it up by saying New York City for the 8th time. Unfortunately, the out-of-place soundtrack is still alive as well.
Dead moon in a sky streaked with gray.
Thank you, soundtrack, for making mass extinction worse. Richmond must have died, and the New York City title card is taking its place. Also, Alma is now pregnant. If this were an 80s miniseries, she'd give birth to a pigeon. There's mass chaos going on, but what city is this and what state is it? This is telling me nothing. I'm so confused. What of Richmond?
Dr. Kwan's on 263.
I didn't ask about Atlanta, I asked about Richmond. I don't care how many are rapidly dying. Yes, I know what department this is, and I know Stacy Keach is sick, which is a bigger buildup than his random cancer diagnosis in Gotti. Now this is a scene that calls for a tip of the iceberg!
We've gone from 7 million dead to nearly 20 million.
Compared to 300 million, it's the tip of the iceberg.
Yes, with Richmond still missing, we have to protect our remaining title cards and put them under strict quarantine in a filing cabinet. Back at pregnancy ground zero, he's bad at picking up signals and thinks she just simply wants to change her name.
I think this baby just wanted to be born, and he didn't give a damn what we thought about it.
And if the baby comes out sick and screaming, it's just because he hasn't had the cool, refreshing taste of an ice-cold Sprite yet. There's no title card here, so let's trick him into thinking we flew him up to a base on the moon.
I thought you were supposed to be in Africa.
Sorry, we couldn't find the Africa title card, so I had to stay. We must immediately rush to a commercial to prepare us for the good news. Richmond is fine. Woo! There's 5 minutes of the movie left. If you don't know what the locations are, you may actually have the bird flu. Everything seems fine now. They've started a fund for the survivors, and it's in good hands because it's presided over by the inspirational Nikolai Carpathia. Plus, Jolie found her passport and the Africa title card, so she's on her way to a nice vacation. This is all ending happily. The death toll is down. Couples are having romantic dates on the rooftop set from the Friends apartment building. Although the background appears to be suffering some kind of illness. We're all saved. People are dancing again. Family home evening is back on. And the Kids on Bicycles channel is still running. Oh, you may think it's over, but the camera is sweating Africa filter always says different. Someone forgot to burn down these villages Cannibal Holocaust style. There's only one thing left to do. Go topless and get information from the neighboring tribe. Or just sequel bait us.
It's not only possible, it's already out there.
Oh, I wish it ended like that, because that's way better than the final ominous shot of birds flying to kill us all. Bravo, movie, for waiting until the last second to turn into Birdemic with those awful special effects. Oh my god, this was like a cheap asylum disaster movie that happened to air on network television. I miss Fear TV movies being freaking epic and disturbing like The Day After. If something like The Stand is the crazy Spanish flu of TV virus movies, this movie is simply just a fart. Between its bad editing, onslaught of title cards, and its non-ending that appears to lead to a sequel that never happened, I would say this is less Outbreak and more the fake Outbreak 2 that Van Damme starred in on Friends, but that's not quite true. That honor goes to the Steven Seagal versus Deadly Virus movie, The Patriot. But I would think that that movie would at least have the common courtesy to answer for us whether or not this person got the package they ordered. Fatal Contact Bird Flu in America offers us no answers, except it helped me find my box of title cards.
Every day you work there, it's like you're going down a street full of landmines.